Hello my friends, Dowellzrul here, and welcome back to another deck profile, and today I decided I would go with one of my lesser known archetypes. We have the Chemicritters. Now, the Chemicritters are a lesser known archetype, so I'm going to read some of their effects, but just want to let you know about that, warn you about that, and basically, the Chemicritters are a Gemini archetype that revolve around their field spell, and without that, they can't play. So I'm glad Terraforming didn't get hit on the ban list. Otherwise, this would be a very hard deck to play. So to start things off, we have 3 of the Hydrogen Hawk. Now, the Hawk is definitely not a turn 1 play, but what it does is it has the normal Gemini effect of, if it's on field or in the graveyard, it's a normal monster. Then you can normal summon it while it's on field to become an effect monster. But what it does is you could discard a card. I'm going to hold it up to the camera for you guys. You could discard a card, target a Gemini in your grave, special summon it, and you can only use that effect of Hawk once per turn. So, Hawk just lets you easily get out your one of your level 8s for some Xyz plays, or your Ox for Xyz plays. It's but since it's recovering from the graveyard, obviously it's not a great turn 1 play, but it's a Gemini. It's a Chemicritter Gemini, so may as well play it at 3. Next, I'm running 3 Ox. What Ox does is, during your main phase, you can special summon a Gemini from your hand, and if you do, all Gemini you can control become that monster's original level until the end of this turn. And you can only use that effect of Ox once per turn. So Ox is, if you have your field spell up, you can just summon your Ox, normal summon them again, go ahead and special summon one of your level 8s, and then you have your instant rank 8 play. And then if you which is why bringing back the Ox from the grave with Hawk isn't that terrible, because you could just use the Ox effect, special summon a Chemicritter, and then special summon a level 8 from your hand, and then you have 3 level 8s on the field. So, 3 of him. Next, I'm running 3 Crab. The Carbo Crab is once per turn. During your main phase, you could discard a Gemini and search your deck for a Gemini. Send a Gemini from your deck to the grave to add one from your deck to your hand. And then you can only use one effective Crab per turn. You can only use the effective Crab once per turn. I swear I could speak. Anyway. So, Crab is your searcher. Nothing really more to say about that. Next, we have the High Dragon. I usually use him for Xyz plays, because his effects aren't really that useful, but what he does is, if a Gemini monster is normal summoned, you could make that monster gain a 5 attack defense. If a Gemini monster you control but destroy a battle or card effect, you destroy one other card you control instead. So, nothing too fantastic. It does have 2 effects now, though, and for being, it's just, I usually use this for the, rank 8 plays, so. This is easily the best Chemicritter. We have Dowellzrul. What this does is, normal summon of Gemini monsters can't be negated, and once per turn you can banish a Gemini from your grave, target a card your opponent controls, and destroy it. So, that second effect is really good, and, the can't be negated, if your Gemini normal summons can't be negated, they definitely helps out, your deck. So, getting Dowellzrul out early is definitely a priority. So, next, that's the last of the Chemicritters. So, we have Phoenix Gearfried as our another level 8 monster, and his effect isn't really that important. I never use it, so I'm not going to explain that, but he's just another 2800 level 8 body. Then we have the one Darkstorm Dragon, whose effect does come up an amazing amount of times. He's just a Heavy Storm, or send a spell trap, face a spell trap you control to the grave, and destroy spell traps on the field. So he's just a Heavy Storm on legs, basically. He is level 8, 2700 body, and that's the last of the monsters. So now for the spell cards, we have 3 of the Catalyst Field, and this is the most important. It may not be the best card in the deck, but it's the most important card of the deck. So what it does is each turn, level 5 or higher Gemini monsters you normal summon can be normal summoned without tributing. So you can summon out your big guys without any tributes, and then excuse me. Excuse me. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Gemini monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn, and once per turn, target 1 monster your opponent controls, banish 1 Gemini monster you control that's treated as an effect monster, and if you do, then it has gained his effects. And until your opponent's end phase, and if you do, destroy that card. That is slightly confusing effect. I actually had to read through that effect a couple times for me to understand it. But let's just say you had this guy. He is an effect monster and has his effects. So Darkstorm Dragon's effect is perfectly okay to activate. What you can do is send any face-up spell what you do is you banish him until your opponent's end phase. And then you destroy the card you target. So, target a card your opponent controls, banish this, it has to have its effect, and be treated as an effect monster. And then, you go ahead and destroy the card. So, it's a little weird in the wording, but... Then, we are running 3 Terraforming, because the field spell is just that important. Running 3 Trade-In, because there's a bunch of level 8s in there. 3 Silent Doom, because they all count as normal monsters in the graveyard. 2 Supervise, because Geminis. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Swing of Memories. 1 Soul Charge, because normal monsters in grave, and Monster Reborn and Soul Charge. And then Advanced Draw, because sometimes Trade-In doesn't work from when you have a bunch of level 8s on field. And then I'm running 3 Burnout. This is an amazing card. What it does is you can banish it face up Chemicritter monster you control and special summon 2 Chemicritters from your deck with different names from each other. When your opponent declares a direct attack, except during the turn this card was sent to the grave, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Geminis and special summon it, and if you do, it becomes an effect monster and gains its effects. You can only activate Burnout once per turn. Yeah, it's a very crazy card. It lets you trade out your level 2 into 2 level 8s on command. I wish this was a spell card. A quick play spell card. This would have been so much better. But it's a trap card, so. And then you can banish it from your grave, target a banished Gemini, and special summon it as an effect monster. So, yeah, it's just a crazy card. And then we have the extra deck with the Methdrago. And what he does is he takes 2 level 8 monsters. When it's Xyz summoned, you can target a Gemini in your grave and special summon it. While it has an Xyz material, monsters your opponent controls cannot target Gemini monsters you control for attacks, and your opponent cannot target Gemini monsters you control with card effects. When a Gemini monster is normal summoned, you can detach an Xyz material and make your opponent send 1 card from their hand or field to the grave. Your choice. I mean, their choice. So I'm just running 3 of him. I mean, other rank 8s would, other generic rank 8s, like Titanic Galaxy and any of the galaxies, really, would be probably really good in here. I just don't have them. So I'm just sticking with the 3 Voila Chemicritters, but there you go. That is my... I'm going to try to attempt to organize this slightly. So that is my Chemicritter deck, and so I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that YouTube stuff, and let me know what you thought about the deck. Any suggestions you have about the deck. I love constructive criticism about my things, ways I can make the decks better. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.